What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back. It's early in the morning now, but of course, we just got Anakin Skywalker from the Ahsoka Disney Plus television show. And I gotta say, I wasn't totally surprised to see this guy, but at the same time, wow, I've got some thoughts. So stick around if you liked the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show, and let's get into it.
I give you Ben Thomas Showtime. Here we go.
Okay guys, welcome back. So we have, of course, Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars battle scene anyways in the Ahsoka show. And I gotta say, another Anakin? Crazy. Now I know we did see the teaser a little while ago, just kind of from the back when they showed the young Ahsoka version. And honestly, at the time, I thought it was rooted hair. Now, does that mean we could still get a rooted hair version of this character? I mean, maybe. This sculpting does actually look pretty good though, and you can see that there's kind of strands off the back of the hair. I love the way this is painted in terms of the hair, all the different coloration. You can see a little bit of like shimmer in there, the different colors. That looks really, really good for sculpted hair. I'll give it that. The expression is throwing me off a little bit. Like at certain angles, I'm like, holy shit, that is Hayden Christensen. This is a little, I want to say soft, but I don't know if that's the right word for it. Like, there's something just around the eyes that isn't quite right to me. Now, it's also a very sympathetic expression. Now, I know that's from the scene where he's kind of working with Ahsoka to, you know, get through that kind of emotional catharsis she's supposed to have, but like, I'm surprised that this is the only expression we're getting, I guess. I think I would have thought we would see more of a stern tone or more serious tone as well. Stoic even, like, it's good though. And what I'm seeing here is like the texturing on the skin is really, really cool. I love the movable eyes. I think that that's a feature that really every Hot Toy should have going forward, whether it's a DX or not. I think it's something that really brings the figure to life. The character comes out through the eyes, right? The eyes are the window to the soul, and I see that here. The texturing and the paint applications is getting really, really good. The picture on the left here, again, I actually think that looks more like Hayden Christensen than the photo I was just being critical of. It depends on the angle, for sure. Now, here they are, of course, together, Anakin Skywalker, young Ahsoka. I chose to skip on the young Ahsoka. I did also choose to skip on this one as of today. Like, even though this looks really, really good, and it was teased, I kind of pre-skipped on it. Mostly because the original version I had in my collection, and I kind of got bored of it and sold it. Now, this actually came from now a legit scene in Ahsoka, which was one of my favorite scenes in the show, to be sure, but not for me to collect this one, I don't think. I do think they've dialed in the tailoring. I do think that the paint applications just on the armor looks pretty good. Clearly some articulation in the boots. It does look relatively posable, I'll give it that. He just looks a little sympathetic in an action pose. This is actually something I like even more. Just him standing at the battle table like this, like that's pretty cool. And honestly, he actually looks more lifelike in this photo than the other two do. Clearly one's wearing a helmet, but I think he looks a lot more lifelike even than young Ahsoka, and she was impressive, to be sure. Yeah, see, some of these look really good. I don't love that they light the lightsaber like this in the image, because this so far has not been my experience with how bright the lightsabers are, which drives me a little crazy. It does say in the advertisement here that this is the USB light up lightsaber, so that's pretty cool. If you can figure out a way to hide all these wires. I'm still really hoping one day there's like some kind of chargeable base for a figure that you can set them on and he lights up. It's 2024, guys. Like, technology is a thing. Let's get that kind of going. Maybe that would inspire me to use more bases. They did put in here that it comes with a sand base, which is not exciting at all, but it's kind of funny. This looks real. This looks like Hayden Christensen just standing on set, and that's really friggin' awesome. Okay, so now let's look at the previous version of the Clone Wars figure versus this one, because that's why I do these videos, right? This or that or both. Does this new one take away from the old version or not? And I gotta say, no, surprisingly. I do think the paint applications of the new one do look like next gen, for sure. They do. He's more detailed. But I gotta say, I really like the expression more of the last version. And the last version came either standalone or he came with a stap, which I thought was really cool. Both outfits are very, very similar. The new one is a lot more rounded in the shoulders than obviously the old one that had a more squared out look. The rest of the robes and everything look honestly pretty much the same from the layman's eye anyways. Obviously there are some details there that are different, whether that be in the stitching or even the construction of the boots, as well as some of the belt buckles and stuff there that you see. But again, in comparison, they're very, very similar. So sometimes I find that, like you hear from collectors, right? Should I trade? Should I sell this one and get the newest version? I think you can actually have both versions here, because not only is the last head sculpt really strong still, but he's got that more angry expression that Anakin has occasionally, more ready for battle. Whereas the new version is definitely a very different aspect of the character. We got a chance to see that emotional kind of training side of him. And if you're a huge Anakin fan, I can see the argument for both here. I absolutely can. In terms of expressions, I still like the old one more, I will say. But I do like having the kind side of Anakin on display for once as well. I feel like for a while we've seen aggressive poses and aggressive faces and stuff from him, and so maybe that's why they're giving us something a little different here as well. And of course, the show called for it. So is it going to be this? Or is it going to be that? Because let's get back to this new figure. I like the lightsaber effects. Now, I might be wrong. I don't remember seeing that on any other figure with a lightsaber so far. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, guys, but yeah, I don't remember seeing that. So, you know, with the Photoshop, it's even brighter. It does look cooler, but I think it's creative at the very least, and that's pretty cool. It is a new sand base, it looks like. I don't see the footsteps in the sand, but I could be wrong. But of course you get the movable, like swinging lightsaber look, or that motion blur. I think that's pretty cool. Lightsaber effects, deflecting effects. So they're advertising it here, so maybe this is new, in fact. 3 different holograms, not something I feel like I need. Not gonna lie, doesn't really add much value for me. Although, if you're a hologram collector at this point, maybe they are more necessary than I expected. It does look like the split cut boot design. Boots, that's really good. I'm happy it's a different sand base, even though it's still kind of a boring base, let's be honest. Don't know what else they could do with the base unless it's more of a diorama setup, and then of course you're getting into more cost. But guys, that's my thoughts quickly here on the Anakin Skywalker. I think he's cool. Is this a figure I'm going to pick up? Probably not. Not this time, but I do want a dark side Anakin. That is, I think, the one Anakin that I do really want to put in the collection. So if anybody's moving their dark side Anakin along, let me know. Also, do you guys think that there's going to be an artisan figure of this version as well, or a rooted hair version of this figure? That initial tease picture did kind of look like he had strands, but this also might be more of a new sculpting technology, and I'm not going to lie, the sculpted hair is one of my most impressed features of this figure. But with all that said, guys, now that you've had a chance to see my thoughts on this newest release versus even the older version, how do you guys feel? In terms of where this price point may end up, we'll find out, of course. Is this worthy of getting both versions of? Is it this? Is it that? Is it both? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But if you liked the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. And guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.
Wow, what a great audience. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Where should I go? What should I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
It's gone. It's all gone.